Quick test. Open your last AI chat. If it didn't produce an output you can submit, send, or study from, you weren't being productive. You were planning. Stop using AI as a manager. Use it as a worker. If AI is giving you instructions instead of producing assets, it's slowing you down. In this video, 5 swaps, the AI productivity trap, then the exact replacement that turns it into output. And yes, the irony is obvious. Watching a video about output-first productivity is still consumption, so I'm keeping this tight and practical. First one, the perfect plan loop. This matters because real life doesn't give you clean conditions. You've got a commute, a seminar, a part-time shift, flatmates making noise, a group chat blowing up, and you're tired in that specific way where even opening your laptop feels like work. So when you finally sit down, the easiest coping mechanism is, let me plan properly first. AI makes that coping mechanism feel smart. It gives you structure without the discomfort of doing the thing. That's the trap. Swap 1, the perfect plan, loop to the output spec. The trap. You open AI and ask for the perfect plan, the perfect schedule, the perfect routine, the perfect steps. Make me a multi-million-dollar business plan where I don't have to do much, also don't make mistakes. I'm pretty sure we have all been there. You get something that looks impressive, then you tweak it, then you ask again, then you compare, then you optimize. And after 30 minutes, you've got a plan and no output. Why it hooks you? It feels like progress with zero risk. Planning doesn't expose you. Output does. Why it fails? The plan isn't the bottleneck. Starting is. And the moment you delay starting, you create a second problem. Now you have guilt plus a plan you won't follow. The replacement. Write an output spec before you ask AI anything. 1 sentence. That's it. What is the output? Who is it for? What does done look like? Example, output spec. I need a 900-word essay answer on this question with 3 arguments and 1 counter-argument in a clear student tone, ready to submit tonight. Now you can use AI as a worker. Give it the spec and ask for the first asset, not advice. Prompt. Here is the task and constraints. Produce a submission-ready outline with headings and bullet points, and write the first 200 words in my tone. Caveat. Sometimes you genuinely don't know what the output should be yet. That's fine. Do a short exploration, but put it on a leash. 10 minutes max, then you lock a rough output spec anyway and force a rough first draft. Rule: if the first AI message doesn't create a piece of the deliverable, you asked the wrong question. Swap 2. Prompt collecting to 1 job, 1 thread. The trap. You treat AI like TikTok. You bounce between prompts, tools, and best workflows. You end up with a folder of prompts and a brain that still doesn't move. Why it hooks you? It feels like you're building a system. Really, you're collecting options so you never have to commit. Why it fails? Execution needs continuity. Every time you switch tools, you reset context, you reset momentum, and you invite more decisions. Decisions are friction. The replacement, 1 job, 1 thread. Make 1 work thread per task, and inside it, you only do 3 things. First, you paste inputs. Second, you request assets. Third, you review and adjust. Your work thread starts with a job ticket, task, deadline, constraints, output spec, next asset needed. That's it, no fancy dashboard, no second brain, just enough to keep you moving. Rule: you're allowed to change the plan. You're not allowed to change the task. Finish 1 job before you open a new rabbit hole. Quick walkthrough, end-to-end example. Let's say you're behind on a lecture and you've got a quiz tomorrow. Job ticket, task, understand lecture 6 and create revision materials. Deadline, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Constraints, 60 minutes tonight. Output, spec 15 flashcards and 10 practice questions I can test myself on. Inputs, paste the lecture slides or your notes into the thread. Ask for assets. Summarize this into 10 key points, then convert those into 15 flashcards with Q on 1 line and A on the next. Then generate 10 practice questions with answers. Being specific will take your prompts to the next level. It would even help if you added in the file type into the mix. This is especially important if you require it in form of a Word document or an Excel datasheet. Now you have outputs you can study from, not a plan to study later. That's worker mode. Swap 3, AI as teacher to asset bundle. The trap. You ask AI to explain and explain and explain. It becomes a private tutor. You feel smarter. You still can't perform. Why it hooks you. Explanations feel satisfying. They don't require retrieval. They don't require output. Why it fails. Performance comes from assets you can use. Drills, prompts, templates, checklists, and practice questions. Explanations are only useful when they turn into those. The replacement. Every time you ask for an explanation, you also ask for an asset bundle. An asset bundle is a summary you can skim, questions you can test, drills you can repeat, and a checklist you can follow. Prompt. Explain this simply in 8 bullet points. Then create 12 flashcards, 8 practice questions with answers, and a 10-item checklist for applying it. Rule. Don't let I speak for longer than you can test. If you can't test it, you don't own it. Swap 4. I does it for you to co-pilot with proof. The trap. You ask AI to write the whole thing. It hands you a finished answer. You paste it. You feel relief. Then you feel weirdly anxious because you didn't build it. Why it hooks you. It removes discomfort instantly. Why it fails. You lose control. The output might be wrong, generic, or not matched to what you were asked. And the worst part, you can't confidently edit it because you didn't shape it. The replacement, co-pilot, not autopilot. AI drafts, you steer. Here's the proof loop. You give constraints and structure. AI drafts 1 section. You prove you understand it. Close the chat, explain the argument out loud in 30 seconds, then rewrite 1 paragraph in your own words from memory. You compare your version to the draft, fix what you can't defend, and only then move on. Repeat. Prompt. Draft section 1 only. Keep it under 250 words. After the draft, give me 3 questions that would expose whether I actually understand this argument. That keeps you in control, and it forces the output to be something you can actually own. Rule. If you can't defend it, don't submit it. Swap 5. Infinite research to time-boxed extraction. The trap. You use AI to summarize endless information. Articles, videos, notes, threads. You become a consumer with better summaries. Why it hooks you. It feels responsible, like you're doing due diligence. Why it fails. Research expands to fill time. And if you don't decide what you're trying to produce, I will happily keep feeding you more. The replacement. Extraction has a clock and a target. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Pick 3 inputs max. Your goal is 1 output, an outline, a decision, or a draft. Prompt. From these 3 inputs, extract only what is necessary to produce the deliverable. Give me a 6-bullet outline, the strongest 3 points, 1 counterpoint, and a first paragraph draft. Rule. No more inputs until you've produced a first draft. Let's recap the 5 swaps, because this is the whole operating system. 1. Stop asking for perfect plans. Write an output spec and request the first asset. 2. Stop collecting prompts. 1 job, 1 thread, 1 job ticket. 3. Stop using AI as a teacher. Convert explanations into an asset bundle. 4. Stop outsourcing ownership, co-pilot with proof checks. 5. Stop infinite research, time box extraction, and produce a draft. 1 deeper risk before you run with this. Treating I like a worker can make you stop questioning the worker's output. Worker mode only works if you stay the editor, not the person who hits paste. Do this today. Open 1 task you've been avoiding. Write the output spec in 1 sentence. Then ask AI for 1 asset you can use immediately. An outline, 15 flashcards, 10 practice questions, or a first draft paragraph. If your AI chat ends with something you can submit, send, or study from, you used it right. If it ends with next steps and you should, you got managed. Worker mode. Output first.